When Nigerians think of urban development, they think of state capitals, places like Enugu, Owerri, Asaba, or Awka. But across Southeast Nigeria, there are towns that were never declared capitals, yet they boast of infrastructure, commerce, real estate, education, and nightlife that rival many state headquarters. These are towns built not by federal master plans, but by trade, enterprise, diaspora wealth, and community investment. Today, we take you inside Ekwulobia, Nsukka, Nnewi, Oguta, and Orlu, 5 Igbo towns that look, feel, and function like state capitals without ever being one. In Nigeria, urbanization is often associated with political status. State capitals attract government buildings, civil servants, universities, federal highways, and public investment. Over time, they evolve into cities. But in Southeast Nigeria, something remarkable happened. Several towns grew into urban powerhouses without becoming state capitals, not through federal planning, but through commerce, industry, diaspora remittances, community-driven infrastructure, cultural enterprise. These towns developed markets, highways, hospitals, hotels, estates, universities, malls, transport hubs, and nightlife, rivaling many officially designated state capitals across Nigeria. This documentary explores 5 such towns: Ekwulobia, Anambra State; Nsukka in Enugu State; Nnewi in Anambra State; Oguta in Imo State, and Orlu also in Imo State. Each one tells a different story of how Igbo enterprise, education, tourism, industry, and urban culture can turn towns into cities, even without government designations. Once a quiet market town in southern Anambra, Ekwulobia has transformed into one of the fastest growing urban centers in southeast Nigeria. Located at the strategic intersection of roads connecting Awka, Onitsha, Uga, Umuchu, and Ihiala, Ekwulobia evolved into a commercial transit hub, but its rise goes far beyond transport logistics. Today, Ekwulobia boasts a massive daily market system, drawing traders from Anambra, Imo, Abia, and Delta. Modern shopping plazas and commercial complexes, private hospitals that rivals those in state capitals, universities and tertiary institutions nearby, dense real estate development, estates, hotels, malls, lounges, and apartments. What makes Ekwulobia exceptional is the speed of its transformation. Over the past 2 decades, the town shifted from semi-rural to fully urban, driven largely by diaspora investment, real estate development, commercial trading networks, road expansion corridors. Its nightlife, hospitality sector, transportation terminals, and retail economy now rival those of towns officially designated as state capitals. In many ways, Ekwulobia functions as the commercial nerve center of Anambra South Senatorial Zone, with population density, traffic volume, and infrastructure intensity comparable to those of major Nigerian cities. It is a textbook example of organic urbanization, driven not by government decree, but by economic gravity. If any town in southeast Nigeria disproves the idea that urbanization must follow political power, it is Nsukka. Long before Enugu became the capital of old Anambra State and later Enugu State, Nsukka was already emerging as an intellectual and administrative center in northern Igbo land. But its real transformation came with the establishment of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, Nigeria's first indigenous university. Today, Nsukka functions less like a town and more like a university-driven city, complete with student housing district, commercial zones, transport terminals, nightlife hubs, health institutions, federal highways, and regional markets. The presence of UNN alone has turned Nsukka into a population magnet, a cultural melting point, a commercial economy hub, a research and knowledge city. Nsukka now rivals many Nigerian state capitals in population density, hospitality infrastructure, road networks, educational facilities, and healthcare services. Urban expansion stretches into nearby towns like Obimo, Obi, Eha Alumuna, and Leja, creating what effectively functions as a metropolitan zone, not just a town. Nsukka represents a different model of urban growth, one powered by education, knowledge, economies, and youth-driven enterprise. If Nigeria has a town that functions like an industrial state capital without being one, it is Nnewi, often described as the Japan of Africa or the Taiwan of Nigeria. Nnewi is one of the most industrialized urban centers in West Africa, despite having no formal political capital status. Its rise is one of Africa's most remarkable private sector stories. Nnewi hosts hundreds of manufacturing factories, auto parts industries, pharmaceutical plants, engineering workshops, industrial estates, heavy transport corridors, banking clusters, and warehousing zones. Companies like Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing, Ibeto Group, Cutix Cables, Coscharis, and dozens of other transformed Nnewi into Nigeria's largest indigenous manufacturing clusters. Its population density, economic output, traffic volumes, logistics flows, and industrial employment rival many Nigerian state capitals and exceed some. Unlike most cities, Nnewi's growth was not driven by government industrial policy, but by family enterprise systems, apprenticeship culture, reinvestment of trade capital, and community industrialization. It is arguably Nigeria's most successful example of indigenous private sector-driven urbanization. Unlike the industrial grit of Nnewi or the academic sprawl of Nsukka, Oguta offers something entirely different: tourism-driven urbanization. Located at the shores of Oguta Lake, one of Nigeria's largest natural inland water bodies, Oguta has long been known as a leisure destination, but in recent decades, it has transformed into a full-fledged urban resort town. Oguta boasts of waterfront hotels and resorts, recreational facilities, transport links to Onitsha, Owerri, Orlu, and Aba, private estates, entertainment hubs, restaurants, lounges, and hospitality infrastructure. It also boasts of historical and cultural landmarks tied to the Nigerian Civil War era, giving it not only a recreational relevance, but heritage significance. Oguta's urban growth is driven by tourism investment, hospitality infrastructure, diaspora real estate, weekend and holiday population inflows. During peak seasons, its population surges dramatically, transforming it into a buzzing urban leisure center that rivals state capitals in hospitality activity, nightlife, and infrastructure density. Oguta represents a rare model in Southeast Nigeria, a town urbanized not by industry or politics, but by tourism economics. Among Imo State urban centers, Orlu stands out as one of the most politically and administratively significant towns outside Owerri, serving as the headquarters of Orlu local government area and the wider Orlu geopolitical zone. Orlu evolved into a major urban hub driven by government institutions, educational establishments, healthcare facilities, banking and commercial activities, dense residential expansion. Today, Orlu hosts federal and state government offices, major hospitals, tertiary institutions, commercial markets, high-density real estate corridors, transport terminals, hospitality and retail clusters. Its location, linking Owerri to Okigwe, Umuahia and Aba corridors, gives it logistical importance far beyond a local government town. Orlu now functions like a regional capital with administrative relevance, population concentration, and infrastructure density that rivals several Nigerian state capitals. It is one of the most urbanized towns in Imo State, outside Owerri, and arguably one of the most developed non-capital urban centers in southeast Nigeria. Together, Ekwulobia, Nsukka, Nnewi, Oguta, and Orlu represent 5 different models of urbanization. Ekwulobia, commerce and trading; Nsukka, education and knowledge economy; Nnewi, manufacturing and industry; Oguta, tourism and hospitality; Orlu, administration and regional governance. They demonstrate that cities don't need government titles to grow. Infrastructure follows economic gravity. Diaspora remittances reshape urban landscapes. Igbo enterprise build cities organically. Private sector growth can outperform state planning. These towns collectively host millions of residents, thousands of businesses, billions of nairas in private investment, major educational institutions, hotels, hospitals, malls, markets, and industrial zones. They embody a uniquely Igbo urbanization pattern, decentralized, organic, entrepreneurial, and community-driven. Across Nigeria, state capitals dominate conversations about development, but in southeast Nigeria, some of the most powerful urban centers were never crowned capitals. They emerged not from government decree, but from trade networks, industrial clusters, educational hubs, tourism economy, diaspora investment, community-driven development. Ekwulobia, Nsukka, Nnewi, Oguta, Orlu. These towns are proof that cities are not made by titles, they are made by people. And in southeast Nigeria, the people build cities quietly, steadily, and powerfully. These towns were never crowned capitals, but they became cities anyway. Not through government budgets, but through enterprise, not through political power, but through people. If you believe Africa's future belongs to builders, not bureaucrats, then this story deserves to be heard. Like this video, share it with someone proud of the Southeast. Subscribe to 1010 Media, where we tell the stories they forget to tell. Because Africa's future isn't imported, it is built.